look at this just for a minute, ladies and gentlemen. I had to move this just a little tad over. So, okay, that looks pretty good right there. Let's go with that. Hello everyone, this is KP the Math G here. I'm so very grateful and thankful that you have decided to tune in to watch the video. I appreciate you very much. Let's look at this problem here. It's a 2025 free response question number 6, part C. And quite frankly, I've liked all of these parts here. I got quite a few of people to look at part A. As a matter of fact, let me just look over here for a moment. I've got 84 people looking at part A, or who has already viewed part A, probably including myself, so 83 people. And including myself, part C, 8 people there, but that's, needless to say, it varies very much. So I think I have on one video 184 viewers. But needless to say, it's, again, not about me, and I say that it's not about me. It's not. It is about you. And I'm just grateful that I have that many people wanting to view my videos. You have the confidence in me to want to view my videos. I appreciate you very much. I really do. Alright, well, let's get started. Consider the curve G by the equation y cubed minus y squared minus y plus 1/4 x squared equals 0. If you were to take the derivative of this, dy over dx, with respect to x, you get negative x over 2 times 3y squared minus 2y minus 1. That's going to be important. What do you think dy over dx sometimes represents? It's the first derivative, but what does that sometime represent? Yeah, if you said the slope of a tangent line, you are absolutely correct there. Alright, so let's look at this. For x greater than 0, x is positive and y is positive. There is. Oh. That's not how you spell there. Not in this case. There is, yeah. There is a point S on the curve. Curve G. This is curve G right here. At which the line tangent to the curve is vertical. Vertical. Find the y coordinate of point S. I want to tell you something. When I first saw this, I had to think about this just for a minute. So, just kind of giving you a picture, there is a curve, maybe, I don't know what the curve looks like. I have really no earthly idea what it looks like, but the general idea is it curves down, maybe, and then there is a point S, and then there is a line that is tangent to this curve, and it's a vertical line like that, okay? Something maybe like that. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's vertical. It's straight up and down. Let's do this for just a moment, okay? Excuse me. Bear with me. Please bear with me just for a moment while we look at this. Now, if there is a vertical line, generally speaking, let's say this point is 2 right here, this x is 2, and we're looking at this right here. This is 2, 0. Perhaps maybe this is 2, 3. Perhaps maybe this is 2, let's say -3. All the x's are the same, aren't they? And so that's a vertical line will always have the x's the same. So the slope, let's say here, if you do this slope right here, so y2 minus y1 is that over x2 minus x1. That carries us all the way back to algebra, okay, to the algebra times there. So what we have here is 3 minus 0 over 2 minus 2. And notice that every time, doesn't matter what this number is really, this number down here is 0, isn't it? So that's what you have, is that the x's x2 minus x1 is equal to 0. Well, now that's this line right here, and you got to think about slope when you're talking about this vertical line, because you don't have any real information other than this right here and this given to us right here. Well, the denominator, like y2 minus y1, is equal to 0. So that's what you got to recognize. Alright, so 2 times 3y squared and that's what you have. That is the key to understanding this whole problem. Now, I'm going to tell you something. It took me some thought, and I just got to thinking about the slope, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I got thinking, okay, so the denominator really cannot be 0, right? But in this case, if you have a vertical slope, it is going to be equal to 0. So we got to find out what makes this 0, don't we? Well, let's see. We can say this factor is, if we divide by 2, we can simply do that, can't we? You don't have to don't multiply this by 2. That's just going to complicate things. So you got this canceling out, and this is equal to 0 again. 0 over 2 is 0. So what we have here now is 3y squared minus 2y minus 1 equals 0. Let's turn this over. 3y squared. So 3y squared minus 2y minus 1 is equal to 0. Now remember, x is greater than 0 and y is greater than 0. And it says find the y coordinate. So if we look back at this, it does say the line is vertical. Find the y coordinate of point S. Alright, so anyway, we may not know what the x component is. All we got to do is find the y component. Well, we're lucky because everything's in terms of y here, so we can easily find that. And remember that y has to be greater than 0. Okay, it has to be positive. So here we go. Just a few little nuances. Now we got this here. Now it took me a while to think about doing this. I am not going to lie about it. And I got a minus 1. So let's see. To get a negative 2y, I need the minus to be here and the plus to be here. And if I look at this right here, this is going to be positive 1y and negative 3y, and together that's negative 2y. Okay, like that. Alright, and that's what I have right here in the middle. Okay. Let's just erase that. And it's kind of interesting that you have to do like this. Now we know that if we have another rule that says if a times b equals 0, then a is 0 or b is 0. So we're going to have this one here, 3y plus 1 equals 0, or y minus 1 equals 0. Obviously, if you look at this, when you add a negative, you're going to get a negative answer here. So negative 1, 3y, bring that down. 3y is equal to negative 1, divide by 3. Divide by 3. Y is equal to negative 1/3. Well, that is not y greater than 0, so we cannot use that. So let's go ahead and use this. Plus 1. Y is equal to 1. That's the one that we need to do right here. Alright. So I guess we might say that the y value is equal to 1. Is there anything that says that we've got to say anything more than that? Find the y coordinate of S. Show your work that leads to your answer. And that's it. So there it is. Y is equal to 1. Cannot accept this one because we have a restriction here, and y is greater than 0. Y is positive. We cannot accept this one. So please, if you get this answer, do like that. Cross it out and say y is equal to 1. You might say because y is greater than 0, y equals 1 is the y coordinate. And like that. Now, there you go. And that automatically tells the grader that you have not accepted negative 1/3 as the other answer. There's only one that works. So, alright, there it is. And we don't care what the x coordinate is, we just know that the x is positive. We just need to find the y coordinate, and because this is positive, y is equal to 1 is the y coordinate that we're looking for. Okay, that's probably going to be a real short video, but I'm going to tell you, sometimes when you're dealing with a problem like this, you do have to think of a vertical line. You think of the slope, and just automatically just use this slope right here. And you're just going to set this denominator equal to 0. Okay? Had this been y is less than 0, you would have accepted the negative 1/3. But since y is greater than 0, you're going to pick y is equal to 1. And there it is. That took, like, again, this looks so easy, but you have to think just a little bit on this. And maybe for some of you, you probably didn't have to think too much about this. Unlike me, you didn't have to think too much about it. But I did. And sometimes, when you're working on a math problem, you just got to think a vertical line, the slope, oh, it's undefined. Okay, so this denominator really cannot be 0, but we're looking for the y component, so yes, we do set it equal to 0, and we solve. Well, there it is. Anyway, thank you so much. I do appreciate you very much. This is KP the Math G signing off. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to subscribe, please do so. If you would like to make a comment, please by all means make a comment. If you want to hit that like button, you hit the like button. If you want to hit the unlike button, hit the unlike button. But I would like to say this: if you hit the unlike button, make a comment why you didn't like the video. Okay? Please do that. Let me know something. Give me some feedback on what I could have done better or what not. And whatever I need to do, I can try to do it better. This is what I have available to me. A nice little whiteboard. I have a video recorder. It's pretty old, but it still works. It does the job. And that's all that matters to me, is that you get the help that you need. And if you don't want to do any of those, like if you don't want to subscribe, if you don't want to if you don't want to make a comment, if you don't want to hit the like button or unlike, whatever, you don't have to. You got what you want here, and that's all that matters to me, is that you get what you want. Okay. Alright, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, KP the Mapche signing off. Have a great day.